give it a couple seconds to actually catch up. Last couple of times I've missed, like, my intro. So, hi! I know right now, when I am doing this, it is just after noon on a Sunday, and I don't usually record on the weekends, but me and Mr. Dusty Butt, we stayed home today. The boys went to a baseball game for Father's Day. So, yep, me and the Dusty Butt, we stayed home since he can't go, and we're not quite ready to leave him alone for that long, especially since we didn't know anything about it. It was all planned by my sister-in-law. So, yeah, we didn't know how long we were going to have to leave him alone, so we just decided to stay. Well, I decided to stay home and have my husband and my son go. Yeah, it's been a long day for me already. Hey. You're fine. Lay down, go back to sleep. He woke up this morning and he ate too fast and threw up his breakfast, so he's, no, we're not doing this. So he's got a little bit of an upset stomach too, so. But he's been outside, he's gone to the bathroom. He should be good. And just to make sure that we don't run into an issue of him needing to go during this, so we're just going to go ahead and roll right into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Phoenix Reads. Today we are going to be reading Today I fucked up. That's right, guys. It is Friday. Now, I don't pre-read any of the stories I'm about to read with you, so these will be a surprise to us all. I will leave any usernames in the description if you want to go leave your own opinion on their post, given it is still up. My username for Reddit is in the description. Feel free to tag me in stories that you'd like to hear me read. So, grab your snacks, your drinks, and let's get started. Yes, I don't have my water with me. I mean, I have water over here too, but I found some Baja Blast in a bottle at Walmart as I was leaving, so obviously I had to get some. And I've forgotten my intro music. Why would I? Why would I remember stuff like that? That would be wild. Somebody's vacuuming. I don't know exactly who it is. I think it's right above me. So I apologize if we get that in the background for some of this. Happy Friday, everybody. I do have some neighbors vacuuming, so if you hear that noise in the background, that is what it is, and I apologize. I currently have the house to myself right now, so I am taking the opportunity to get a little bit of recording in, and yeah, that way I can try and get my schedule back on schedule, because I have definitely not been doing that lately. So yeah, I apologize for any vacuum noise you hear in the background of this. Hopefully it will not last very long. But we're just going to go ahead and roll right into our stuff today with our first Today I Fucked Up story. And of course, the first one is not safe for work, so if that's something you don't want to listen to, that this is your one and only warning that supposedly this is a not safe for work story. Today I fucked up by talking to strangers/creeps yesterday. So, if you are a part of the LGBTQ community and you are something like me, you probably have a fantasy of men dominating you, are treating you like a slut, and that you enjoy it. Well, that happened yesterday, and now today I regret doing it, and it's all my fault. I really hope it's not all their fault. Let's see what happens. It all started when I thought about something when I was about to go to sleep and thought, hey, why don't I post one of those DMs or open posts, despite knowing that it will attract creeps. And I did. Of course, I was fine with it and was feeling naughty about it, even though I am 17 years old, which seems a bit bad that I am, but then again, this was my fault to begin with. Oh my goodness. Honey. So, during the morning yesterday, I went into my closet and put some of my feminine clothes on and took 2 pics of myself in my mirror and then posted them with a title saying, "Feeling like talking today, DMs are hoping." And of course, I knew what would happen and I didn't care. Also, I'm not going to mention that the users who spoke with me, since some were genuinely nice to me and I don't want them to get in trouble because of me. I understand that in some places 16 is the age of consent. However, I just don't feel like anybody under the age of 18 should be posting stuff like this on the internet. It's just, it doesn't sit well with me. Like, I understand, I think age of consent is at least 16 in almost every state. If it is not in your state, please let me know so that way I can know that for future reference. Just so that way I cannot just sit there and say, like, age of consent is 16 everywhere, because I know it's at least 16 almost everywhere. I really wish that age of consent was just 18. Like, if you are over the age of 18, you should not be doing anything with anybody under the age of 18. Given, I understand, like, maybe, like, with under a year difference or within a year difference, but somebody who's 16 shouldn't be messing around with somebody that's, like, 18. Because even though that's only 2 years to me, I feel like my mentality at the age of 16 was so different compared to how it was when I was 18. Given I had a lot of shit happen within those 2 years, and not everybody does, but that's just how I feel. Within a few minutes, my DM started to get flooded slowly, and I started talking to strangers. A few users sent dick pics to me, but I didn't mind, and I would just say, "Nice cock, bro." Sorry. That's just, I wasn't prepared for those words. And all of that. Some were just talking dirty to me, and of course I enjoy it, but it felt a little wrong doing all of this. But I just went with it because I wanted to do this in the first place. Also, I apologize. Dusty was asleep, and then I sat up, and now all of a sudden he's awake. So it's like he sees the ring light, and all of a sudden it's playtime. So I apologize for the squeaky noises in the background. Oh, also not to mention, some strangers even asked me to send nudes, and I did. If you are under the age of 18, please do not send nudes to anybody. Please, 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 please. It's so not okay. It's so not something you want to get into. It felt so wrong, but it felt a bit nice at the same time. Oh, and I should also say that not all the strangers that DM'd me were creeps. They were nice. Anyways, the same thing happened most of the entire day and during the evening. Some of the users I spoke with said that they weren't comfortable talking since I was 17, and I understood why, and I just told them that it was okay and I was fine with it as long as I consent to it. And I get that. I really, really do, but at the same time, I don't feel like anybody that is a legal adult should be talking to anybody that's not a legal adult in a sexual manner. I don't know. When I was 16, 17, I was like, I don't see the big deal. It's only a 2-year difference. Like, we're in the same high school. I don't feel that way now at 32. Looking down the barrel at 33. I don't feel the same. But as of now, which is today, I regretted doing this DM thing in the first place. And just as I was going to school, via the train, my stomach felt weird. I have no idea if it was something I ate or drank this morning or the thing that happened yesterday, and I think it was the second option. I decided to talk to one of the strangers about it in the DMs, and it took a while for him to respond, and when I explained the problem for him, he said that he was uncomfortable with everything that happened yesterday, and at this point I felt really sorry and genuinely awful for what I did, and it was all my fault. So now I'm thinking of deleting every DM with the strangers I spoke to and taking a break from Reddit because I need it. At this point, I don't know if I'm the one in trouble for doing this, but if it is, I'll take the guilt. If there is something I've learned, is that I shouldn't enjoy talking to creeps on the internet, even if I find it to be okay with me. TLDR, I decided to talk to some strangers via DMs and regretted it deeply. I think that we've all done something online that we've been like, yeah, it'll be really hot to talk to strangers, and like it's kind of like an online one night stand type thing where it's like you guys both sext, you get each other off, and then you just kind of go your separate ways, or you meet up a few more times, like not real life but online, to kind of get it done. If you ever have this feeling under the age of 18 to go online and do it, please, like, obviously within reason, depending on your age, please do something to yourself to give some release, however that happens for you, and then think about it. Because while in the moment, when you're hot and bothered and thinking about it, you're just like, oh yeah, like that's gonna be really awesome. You don't think about how crappy it's going to make you feel afterwards. And for a lot of the times, that's what happens. No. Take your duck. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, please, I know we, as adults, we say it a lot to not even just necessarily our kids or our family members, but just people online in general. Please think about what and who you might be talking to. It's a big thing to think about, and it's a big step to take to talk to strangers like that online. But we're going to go ahead, move on to our second one. Today I fucked up by drinking too much and turning into a monster. I don't know if this is going to need a trigger warning or not, so let's proceed with caution here. If you feel like you're hearing anything that might be upsetting to you, please feel free to skip this one. I'm genuinely quite shy and a harmless person. Why do I feel like most people that are not harmless people say that? Like, maybe it's just me. I met you and I go out drinking pretty regularly. Everything was all good and fun until last night. My friend, I'll call her Emily, knew 2 friends that were going out. She asked if I could join and invited the 3 of us to her block. We had a good time drinking and sitting on the scaffolding outside of her room. We were planning to go to a nice club after, but the last entry was 11:30 and they felt like chatting a little longer, so they said we'll go to one closer and that shuts later. I've had a fair few drinks already and was quite annoyed when they were taking our names. After they left, they said that we should get going. Of course, I was not remotely in the mood after all of that, but in a stupid combination of tipsy impulse and trying to not calling it quits and ruining the night for everyone, I grabbed the bottle of vodka sitting on the desk, about a quarter full, and downed it. I understand it's hard when you are under the influence of alcohol, but please, if you are starting to feel aggravated by the people around you, you need to leave. At that point, it's just, you need to call it a night and you need to go away, because all that's going to happen is the more alcohol you consume, the more it's going to affect you. So it's going to be one of those things. Come on, Bubby. Dusty, come on. Get up here and lay down. It's just going to be one of those things where nobody's going to end up having a good time after that. At that point, Emily was completely gone. She threw up out the window and they got in her bed. It was clear we weren't going out. I don't remember much what happened after, only a blur of getting in a taxi, throwing up, squatting by the bus stop because I was too tired to move, and people asking if I was okay. I slipped on mud and dislocated my knee a few months ago. Another time in a toilet, and it still hadn't fully healed. I must have fallen over at some point, and once it happened, I was stumbling and it went downhill from there. So when I was on the ground at the bus stop, my knee was killing me. I was so powerless, I couldn't get up until a lot later. By then, there was nobody around me anymore. I practically crawled home and crashed into my bed, knocking over everything in my path. I woke up to a basically unmovable left leg, patches of scratched skin on my right knee, and the palm that was like a pool of dried blood. Oh goodness. My right ankle gone as well. I didn't want to wake up like this. I tried to sleep again, hoping it would heal a bit, but not much luck. Had painkillers and limped with my crutches from my last injury to the bus. When I checked my phone, I saw a text from Emily. How much from last night do you remember? It felt a bit more solemn than I expected from her, but I thought she was just hungover and wanted to see if I remembered enough to fill her in. I told her I knew everything up until leaving her room, told her to say I'm sorry to the other 2 guys I was with. Being the drunk mess I was, I felt bad for them. No, we're not biting. That's rude. Taking my hair away from him. I was checking in at the hospital when she replied, saying that what apparently happened last night. I immediately froze and almost felt like I was having a fever. She said apparently I was making a move on one of her friends, insulted the other, and slapped her in the face when she was in bed. Oh my. I was so shocked I couldn't react when the receptionist asked me about my injury. I told her I hoped she was joking and was really, really sorry about what happened. She went on to talk about how annoyed she was and how she felt guilty with the other 2. I apologized 10 more times and said I had no idea it went that way, but I knew nothing I could say would make any of it okay. I'm still in shock over this. It has truly been a nightmare and brought me to a new low. I was already struggling socially and with my mental health, and I don't have anyone else to talk to. Now my life is crumbling into pieces. She was my best friend and one of my very few friends. I always wondered when we'd have an argument, but this is the last situation I'd want to get into. I didn't know how to talk to her anymore, and I am devastated. I say with all honesty that this is something I can't believe I do. If it wasn't her telling me, I wouldn't have believed it. Even when she did, I was in full denial. I'm trying really hard to find a perspective that wouldn't lead to the conclusion that I am a disgusting person, but I can't. I've never liked myself, but this made me genuinely despise myself for what I've done. My true colors that being drunk revealed. I have something to say about that, but give me a second. The only thing stopping me from feeling any worse emotionally is the overpowering pain from every body part that has been broken. I spent the whole day around hospitals today. I have an exam on Tuesday, but I'm not in any position physically or mentally, and I spent the whole weekend not revising. For a second there, I thought it didn't fit in the sentence for a second. Bad things have happened to me all the time, but this is one of the only occasions it's all my fault, and I couldn't see it coming at all. I don't think I'll be able to recover from this. TLDR. I woke up from a bad night out, kneecap busted once again, feeling stupid that I drank too much and was sick everywhere. Turns out I was actually a massive dick to everyone and slapped my friend when she was hammered and asleep. I've now lost my best friend and I can't forgive myself. So, I can't say that you have lost your friend for forever. It's definitely something I would give you both time to kind of, one, recoup from a hangover. Ow. No. Recoup from being in pain. Stuff like that. And then just be like, hey, like, I just want to touch base again real quick. I'm really, really sorry. I literally do not remember that happening at all. I should not have gotten as drunk as I did. I don't think I should drink anymore. Stuff like that. And again, that's all up to you to what kind of steps you want to take to kind of stop that situation from happening again. But honestly, blaming yourself and talking down to yourself and making yourself feel like crap isn't going to make it any better, and it's just going to make everything much, much worse. This is what I deal with. Just go back to sleep. I know you is tired. Go back to sleep. Yeah, you. Go back to sleep. So it's just one of those things where talking down to yourself isn't going to make it better. It's not going to make it okay. It's not going to fix your friendship. Isolating yourself isn't going to fix your friendship. The only thing you can do is just reach out, apologize, after you guys have both had time, give it a couple of days, and then it'll be, you know, up to her whether that's something she wants to reach back out, accept your apology, or, you know, just be like, hey, like, I don't ever want to drink with you again. And honestly, I think that's in her right to do so. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to our third one. Today I fucked up by knocking over a 16-month-old little girl at work. To be fair, toddlers have a nasty habit of always ending up exactly in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not that I'm saying knocking over a child is okay. but it is oftentimes very funny, and 9 times out of 10 their fault. I cut hair at a barbershop. Already imagining somebody accidentally falling over this child and hurting themselves. That's already what I'm feeling. Or that's already what I'm, like, getting a vibe of. Today, one of my coworkers was running behind and wasn't able to do all the services her client wanted done. I had a cancellation, so I took him over to my chair to do his beard trim. He came in with a 16-month-old daughter, and she is cute as a button. I'm going to refer to her as Little One. She didn't want to sit in her stroller or on Dad's lap. Preaching to the choir on that one, because I tell you, once they learn how to just remotely walk, they want nothing to do with sitting on your lap or sitting where they're supposed to. They want to, if you're somewhere new, they want to explore everything. And I mean everything. So he just let her walk around, and I told him I'd help him keep an eye on her because he wouldn't be able to because of the service he was getting. Dad and I were talking and realized that I didn't see Little One in my peripheral. Dusty, no. Hey, no. He's trying to play with one of the cat toys. At this point, you know what? I'm just gonna let him. Dad and I were talking, and I realized that I didn't see Little One in my peripheral. I looked down and on either side of me, and I still didn't see her. This is where I effed up. I took a step back to turn around, and as I moved my back leg, then all of a sudden, boom, I hit her with my leg and she goes down. At this point, I'm trying to also not fall, because if I did, I would have fallen on top of her. Luckily, I have long legs and was able to stay on my feet. When Little One fell, she was silent, then let out this guttural scream. Dad picks her up to calm her down, and I'm profusely apologizing and trying not to cry. Dad said we are good, and she really likes to stand right behind people for some reason. He sat back down so I could finish his beard trim and had Little One in his lap. She was not liking me for a few minutes, understandable, but I noticed that she was starting to smile when I'd moved behind her dad's head and popped back out onto the other side, so I started playing peekaboo with her and turned the appointment around. Dad later informed me that she didn't get her nap today, and that's why she reacted as much as she did. Dad learned that naps are more important than his haircut. TLDR. Cutting Dad's beard and his 16-month-old was behind my legs. Went to look for her and bonked her with my leg, sending her to the ground. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, toddlers have just the nastiest habits of ending up in the worst fucking place possible. And most of the time, like I said, it is their fault. Like, you can look for them, and it's like they're fucking invisible, and then all of a sudden, bam, there they are. It's just, it literally happens so much. I couldn't even count how many times I've accidentally ran into my kid just because I can't see him. And it's like, he's not there, and then all of a sudden, there he is. It didn't make any sense. I was like, why? Like, am I really this clumsy? No, toddlers are just buttholes. That's the best way to just describe them. Toddlers are buttholes. Oh my. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next one. Today I fucked up by posting about, oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. This is also a not safe for work story, so there's your warning. Today I fucked up by posting about my girlfriend's funny name for a sex toy. I too would like to hear about this funny name for a sex toy. It was initially supposed to be a, yo, check this out type of thing, but it kind of fucked me in the ass. No pun intended. Is it a strap-on? So yesterday I posted on r/ask Reddit After Dark asking how to make my girlfriend stop calling butt plugs acifiers. Sorry, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. That made me cry. I am never calling them butt plugs again. Oh my god. From now on, butt plugs are acifiers, because that is the best fucking name I've ever heard for that in my life. Oh. It's funny when translated like this, but in my native language, it's kind of disturbing. I want to know so bad what their native language is so I can Google translate this, because I guarantee Google would not be prepared for it. Oh, I'm trying not to laugh so hard I snort. That was a good one. The people on that sub seem to love the idea, on the other hand, because it's a great fucking name. That is the best nickname for a sex toy I've ever heard. I'm never calling it a butt plug again. They are from now on acifiers. So I walked into the office today, 50 minutes ago to be exact, and I'm getting funny looks everywhere. Sky, can you not rub up against my phone, please? I love you. She's right here in the corner, and right near my phone, and she keeps rubbing her face up against the table. Can we not? I don't know if it's getting picked up or not. So if you can hear her down here purring, I apologize. There's lots of background noise today. It's just one of those days. The problem is that this account of mine has a nickname that was given to me by my coworker that plays video games with me, and I shit you not, he went into the subreddit last night, which I did not know he used, and there it was, my nickname listed on fucking hot. Now the entry of my fucking company knows about this shit, both that my girlfriend uses butt plugs and calls them acifiers, and that we partake in BDSM. Oh, that was the end, sorry. TLDR. My girlfriend calls butt plugs acifiers, and I was stupid enough to post it online. Fuck you, Dan, for real. Oh. Also, there is a link to the original post. I'm not going to read the original post, because I feel like that pretty much sums it up. I might go check out the link, if this is still up, myself, for the original post, just to see if he goes into detail about what his original language is. Just because I would love to know why it sounds disturbing that way, but not in English. Because that's fucking hilarious. Absolutely. This is another not safe for work. Just so anybody that needs to know is aware. Today I fucked up by peeing when I thought I was safe. This sounds like a terrible moment in a horror movie where it's like you have to pee really, really bad. You've had to pee like since before the incident started, and then things are finally seeming to calm down. You're finally seeming like you're in a good hiding place, and then you're like, I have to pee. And it's not safe. Just imagine that in every horror movie you watch, that there's some moment where somebody really has to go to the bathroom and they'll take the wrong opportunity to try and take a leak. I'm going to do that now from now on whenever I watch a horror movie, and try to pinpoint where I think the best part for them to take a leak at would be. So me, 17M, and my friend, 18M, went fishing for the day. After not having success at one lake, we decided to head over to another one just a few minutes away. Excuse me. We packed up our stuff, and I realized I had to take a leak. This lake is a community lake, but you park your car and go down a few hills to get to the docks and swimming areas. We get there, take all our stuff out of my car, and I look around for a restroom. None to be seen. But there is a lot of woods around me since I live in the PNW of the U.S. I am from the U.S. and I do not know what PNW means. So I find a good-looking, safe patch of woods to quickly use the restroom and hopefully catch some fish after. So I'm finishing up and notice a woman getting off a trail I didn't see. And from her angle, I was sure she could see everything if she looked over. I was basically finished, so I zipped my pants, got my stuff, smoked with the homie, and fished for a few hours down at the lake. Something is telling me she found like a park ranger and told him. That is my guesstimation. Or she decides to be... I don't want to say Karen, But I want to say that she ends up being a little shitty and is like, you really shouldn't do that. Or she's going to suddenly be like, you know, there's bathrooms over there. Something snotty. It's one of those two things. We decided to leave since it was getting late. So we grab our stuff and take the journey back up to my car. These weren't small hills, so by the time we get to the top, me and my friend are winded and tired. Then I hear something along the lines of, hey, you like taking your dick out in front of minors? Oh my god, no. And then I turn around to see 6 grown men decked out in American flags walking up to me and my friend from where their 4x4 trucks were parked. I'm no stranger to terrible situations, so I quickly realized I needed to, 1, de-escalate if I could and explain myself, or 2, mentally prepare to get jumped and fight with my friend if talking wasn't going to cut it. I chose the first option. Honestly, I feel like number 2 you should be prepared for anyway in this kind of situation, but choosing number 1 is the best choice to do first. The smarter one considering the situation. I tell the group to calm down, that I went pee in the woods thinking I was covered, and I didn't mean for anyone to see me. All of the guys were definitely drinking. Oh, fuck, that does not make this situation any easier. A few were holding a beer, and I could smell it strongly from them yelling at me. But in this group of 6, there was one main guy, drunk as fuck, that was dead set on fighting me. Talking wasn't working anymore. So, once I realized that, I drop my fishing gear and get ready to take this guy out before I, and probably my homie, get jumped in the woods. I tell the group that they are drunk and pulling up on us crazy, and that they need to grab their friend because I was ready to throw down. The friends quickly realized I'm not going to let this dude keep getting in my face, so they grab him and start pulling him away from us and said to get the fuck out of here. I let them know that I would be very happy to do so, as they are dragging their enraged drunkard friend back to their cars. He yells out the N-word, which I will not be repeating, hard R, and the friends start apologizing for him and telling him to shut the fuck up. I yelled back, wrong slur, dumbass, I'm Mexican. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Like, how do you get someone of Latino origin and someone of African American origin mixed up? I don't get it. And clearly have no black in me. So that made me just want to beat this dude's ass even more. Like, if you're gonna be a piece of shit racist, at least use the right slurs. But considering the situation again, I swallow my pride and start to slowly pack my shit in my car, boiling with rage. The group starts to leave in their American flag trucks, and of course the main dude calls me some shit out of his window, and I just stare at him. And that must have really sparked that liquid courage, because he jumps out of his car, walks toward me, and says, "What's up then, motherfucker?" I again told the friends to grab him before I knock him the fuck out, and one dude gets out of his car and yells at his homie to get back in the car. He told everyone to leave, so it's just me, my friend, this dude's friend that helped me get out, and his girl. The fact that he's doing this in front of a girl, too. Like, not that... At this point, though, I'm feeling like she's seen everything. I explained to them that this whole thing is crazy as fuck. I completely understand the anger and wanting to figure out what happened. I really did fuck up. That was 100% my dumbass fault. But the way they pulled up on us... Dusty, no! Hold on, give me 1 second here. Drop it. Absolutely not. Sorry, he tore the tail off of the off of the cat toy, and his dumbass will eat it. So needed to stop that. Leave it. I explained that if I had a gun or if they pulled up on a guy all crazy like that with a gun, their friend might have died. They understood, and by the end, this guy asked if I wanted a peace offering of a twisted tea and a group hug. How does that even work? Like, oh, hey, my bad. Like, here, you want a twisted tea and hug it out? I've been like, you just wanted to beat my ass like 5 minutes ago. I don't think I want to hug you. I told them to please drive safe. They were drinking, and that I'm sorry for all of this. And me and my friend left with a crazy ass story, twisted tea, and no fish. Honestly, I think that's the worst part of this whole situation. You went fishing and instead almost got your ass beat for trying to take a leak in the woods. And you didn't even get any fish. TLDR. I went pee in the woods before I went fishing, got seen by a woman, then got pressed by 6 drunk men, and ended up getting a twisted tea and free hugs by the end. That's wild. I could tell you that if somebody ever told me that story, I would not have believed it for a second. I'd be like, no fucking way. Like, that's like the whole, like, the fish was this big kind of story. Like, I would be like, nah, you're full of shit. Another not safe for work story. Today I fucked up the threesome I never had. Dusty, come here. Sky, you need to move. He won't come up on the couch if they're right by where he needs to get up at. So he'll sit there and go, please, let her move. Make her move. Dusty, come here, baby. Hey, come on. Leave your sister alone. Come on. My girlfriend, 25F, and I, 28M, have a kink list. Okay. It's like a bucket list, but for sex. All of the unusual things we do in the bedroom is on the list next to a number. We take turns once a month to pick a number from the list. This month, it was my turn. I tapped on number 17, the downfall of many relationships. A threesome. 2 girls, 1 guy, twice the fun for some, double the disappointment for others. The other girl, 22, was someone my girlfriend found online. I'm going to call her Zoe. She ticked all the boxes, nothing but green flags. The 3 of us discussed the do's, the don'ts, and the date, which was yesterday as per our agreement. What was supposed to be a straightforward threesome, if there is such a thing, turned into an episode of Riverdale. Now, I have not watched Riverdale in a hot moment. I think I've only watched season 1 and maybe part of season 2. I can't remember if I finished season 2 and started season 3, whatever. I have not watched it in a hot minute. Zoe showed up my flat early. My girlfriend was still on her way. Zoe apologized for being early and said she's never been on time for anything. She's always too early or too late, no in between. I texted my girlfriend to inform her that our guest was at my flat. Zoe repeatedly rubbed the tip of her nose and asked if I had pets. I said I worked at an animal shelter and apologized for the smell. Zoe suddenly sneezed snot webs. This bitch is like Spider-Man with her nose. And she said she was allergic to dogs. I said my plan was to go shower before she appeared on my doorstep. Zoe was unable to continue talking without sneezing uncontrollably. I asked if there was anything I could do. All she said was, shower, shower, go, go, go. When I got out of the shower, Zoe looked rough. Her hair was messy, her eyes were watery, her mascara was smudged, her nose was red. She looked like someone who had an allergic reaction or got fucked in the face. Funny how those two things can seem eerily the same afterwards. She apologized and said that she's going home. I understand, and I apologized for accidentally triggering her allergies. My girlfriend somehow synchronized her arrival with Zoe's departure. The 2 of them crossed paths in front of my flat. My girlfriend noticed me standing in the doorway wearing a towel and a disheveled Zoe doing what looked like the walk of shame. Even though Zoe truthfully explained the situation to my girlfriend, her embarrassment kind of came across like she was hiding something. As soon as my girlfriend and I were alone, she made it clear to me that it was still cheating if I did anything with Zoe in her absence. I promised that nothing happened and apologized for even making her feel like something might have happened. My girlfriend asked if Zoe really was allergic to me, and I said not technically to me, but yeah. My girlfriend said, good, so her body literally hated you. Don't make my body hate you too. I got the message, or warning. I think my girlfriend is 99% convinced nothing happened, but now she has that 1% in the back of her mind, like, did he though? No more threesomes for me. No sir, no thank you. My girlfriend is enough. TLDR. I wanted to have a threesome with my girlfriend and another girl. My girlfriend agreed. The other girl arrived early, too early. My girlfriend was still on her way. The other girl was allergic to animals. I worked with animals. Cue allergic reaction. I showered while she sneezed repeatedly. She decided to go home. My girlfriend arrived at that moment and saw me in a towel and the other girl leaving my flat, looking like a mess. It looked like we had sex. I got in trouble. I don't even know how one would actually... I know that if I was the girlfriend and I showed up to that situation, I would have been like, absolutely the fuck not. You guys fucked. Don't sit there and lie to me. Blah, 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 blah. Like, that's still cheating. Like, it was supposed to be a threesome, which means the 3 of us were supposed to be involved, not a 2 of you, because then that's cheating. I probably would have lost my shit. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been an absolutely terrible situation to pull up on and just be like, oh, yeah, no, there's no way I believe that shit. That's such a fucking lie. I would have felt so bad. And once again, we have another not safe for work story. Today I fucked up masturbating after cutting chilies. When the fuck are we gonna learn to stop doing this shit? When are we gonna learn to at least wash our motherfucking hands before we touch our little dirty bits? Especially after cooking. Especially after cooking with chilies. Wash your hands. Fuck. This happened 30 minutes ago. I still have an ice pack on my penis as I type this. Wash your fucking hands. It's a lazy Sunday and I decided to cook myself a stir fry for lunch. I eat my delicious lunch and it's good. Maybe it's the combination of flavors or the fact that I have the house to myself, but suddenly I feel frisky and the urge to play a quick game of 5-on-1. I've never heard it called that before. That's kind of fucking hilarious. I migrate to my home office, pull up a choice adult video, pull down my shorts, and start working the gherkin. Sorry. Start working the gherkin. Immediately, I feel tingling on my manhood. Then heat. Then burning. I start panicking. My dick feels like it's on fire, and within seconds, my entire helmet and shaft are engulfed in a chilly inferno. I race to the freezer and pull out an ice pack and apply it to my nether region in an attempt to extinguish the flames. It helps. For all of 3 seconds. The fire erupts again like a scene from Backdraft. I run to the bathroom and wash my hands with soap and then my dick. Somehow, this makes it worse and fans the flames on my fiery appendage. I spend the next 5 minutes pacing my house in acute pain, trying to think of a remedy and wondering why I'm so stupid. I rip my shorts off and again apply the ice pack to the Franken beans. This time, the ice pack just manages to get the fire under control and the pain level to barely manageable. Barely. I'm now sat in my office, sans pants, with an ice pack on my schmoldering Johnson, feeling embarrassed, ashamed, you're fine, and for some stupid reason, willing to share my story with Reddit. Dusty butt. You're fine. I know. You miss your daddy and your brother. This is technically the first time that he's been away from his brother for a hot second. I guess I shouldn't say that, because usually I take my son shopping with me on Fridays so my husband can stay home with my whiny little co-host. So, I mean, he's used to his brother being gone, but I don't think he's used to dad and brother being gone, not instead of mom and brother. It's okay. Use whiny baby. Side note, I used my pleasure hand to de-seed the chilies because I didn't want the dish to be too hot. Ah, the irony. TLDR. Cut chilies, got frisky, and decided to burp the worm. I've never heard it called some of these before, and they're fucking hilarious. Burp the worm. What in the actual fuck? Sorry. Turn my willy into a charred cinder block. one of those little sayings is going in the fucking title. I don't know if it's gonna be Burp the Worm, but I'm starting to think so. Dusty, come on, baby boy. Oh my god. Burp the Worm. Okay. We're gonna move on to our next one, which is also not safe for work. I think all of these are not safe for work. Today I fucked up by being pushy. Like, sexually pushy? Dusty butt, come on. I don't like it when he goes out of my sight. Hold on. Look. I'm waiting for him to be able to catch it one day, but it just kind of hits him in the face and then it falls down and then he's like, oh, hey, there it is. Sorry. So me and my girlfriend of 6 months were watching a movie after she got home from work. I had the day off. I had just cooked up some homemade cheeseburgers and we both had some sangria. As we're watching the movie and we start taking off our clothes, it gets pretty hot in this small room. At least 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I asked how tired she is, and then she says, not tonight, bud. So I go back to watching the movie. Then, after half an hour of making out, I asked again, and she's feeling better about it. We both agree that I do all the work. Sure enough, after about 8 minutes in, I slip, and since we're in missionary, her butthole is the closest thing that my dick automatically touches. I'm about to get real personal after the story. Give me one moment. I feel it go in and then out. She screams and pushes me and then sits on the floor and just starts bawling her eyes out. Takes me a few seconds to realize I just took her anal virginity without asking or planning on it. I panic and have no idea what to do or say. I tell her to go back to the bathroom and she's bleeding. Fuck. What the fuck? Why now of all times, right before bed? I feel like shit. Absolute shit. I just accidentally violated her and there's nothing I can do about it. I wish I could just let her know when I 100% did not do it intentionally. TLDR. I was horny and my girlfriend's bum experienced a new type of pain never before thought of. I have had almost this exact scenario happen, except I was not in missionary. It was doggy style. And I shot across the bed to the opposite side of the wall and I said, nope, we're done. Don't touch me again. I needed some time to calm down. I thankfully did not bleed that I remember. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was just like, nope. Red flags, we're done. And it was my now husband at the time we were in high school. So it was a complete accident. Like, there was definitely none of this, like, hey, get out of there. There was definitely none of this. It was on purpose. I never once for a second thought it was on purpose. He was so apologetic and so sorry. So I know it was definitely not on purpose. But it was, it sucked. And you know what? Never been able to do it ever since. Because it's not a thing I enjoy. Honestly, I think it feels like I'm pooping. And I don't like it. I don't find that sexy. If you do, that's perfectly fine. It's just not for me. And another not safe for work story. Today I fucked up by eating a kebab before eating some titty. Let me guess, there's something spicy on the kebab and then you burned your girlfriend's titty? I bet that's what it was. I get a feeling that's what it was. It was my SO's college formal at the weekend. We got dressed up all fancy, had a slap-up meal in a bougie hotel, and partied the night away with her friends who were a great bunch. Fast forward to the next day, and we are both a little worse for wear. She manages to sleep away most of the hangover while I'm watching a really good series. Life is pretty chill. I suggest getting a big dirty takeaway to possibly rejuvenate our souls and fill our bellies. I decided on a mixed meat kebab with all the sauces, She went for a hoagie, basically the same thing, but in naan bread. This is where the fuck up happened. After consuming an ungodly amount of carcinogenic and likely nitrate-filled goodness, my beautiful SO exposed her breasts and gives me the look. Dusty, come on, baby. I look her in the eye. I lean in and start to do my thing. As I'm going for, I notice that something is kind of off. My girlfriend usually smells really nice, yet I am suddenly accosted by a pungent... Hey! No! He's trying to bite my foot. No, you can't bite my feet. I know. So sad for you. I look her in the eyes. I'm suddenly accosted by a pungent, overwhelming smell of kebab. I look her in the eyes and say, I've just smelled my own kebab breath off of your titties. And then she smells it herself and says, ugh, it smells like kebabs. She then tries to force said breath into my face, shouting, smell it! To which, no, you can't be under there. No. To which I retort, no, babe, because that stink. I'm sorry I made your nipples smelly. I'm sorry I made your nipples smelly. Is never an apology I thought I would ever hear before. Sorry. Oh, this episode is making me cry. A good portion of the next few minutes was spent defending myself against my beautiful girlfriend's kebab titty. She's definitely a keeper, guys. TLDR, I ate kebabs, then suckled upon titties, thus transferring the awful aroma to my girlfriend's titties, then into my own nostrils. This is going to be our last one for the day. Today I fucked up by discovering a melancholic paradox of time. Maybe this one won't make me cry laughing. Today I fucked up. So, today I screwed up. Dusty! She's fine. She can sit up here with me just like you can. He's upset because Sky's right here. I screwed up big time by tampering with a mysterious device I found in an old antique shop. Little did I know that it would plunge me into a heartbreaking and peculiar journey. Oh, peculiar journey, not particular. I discovered a small, intricate pocket watch with a cryptic inscription. Curiosity got the better of me, and I wound it up, triggering an unexpected and mind-boggling phenomenon. Time started flowing backwards. Okay, I haven't read a fake story on here, since we got rid of Fright Days. So you know what? I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Let's do this. In this reversed reality, I experienced moments in reverse order, witnessing the aftermath before the cause. Every laugh and smile echoed with a profound sadness as I couldn't alter their course. Relationships formed, blossomed, and faded away, all in reverse. I watched my childhood sweetheart Jane walk away from me, her eyes filled with tears. Our happy memories unraveled backwards, like a film strip unspooling in reverse. Dusty, leave your sister alone. Come on. He's trying to play with her, and she wants nothing to do with him. Our once shared dreams turned into distant echoes of what could have been. Friends and family aged in reverse, transforming from aged and frail to youthful and vibrant. The joyous occasions we celebrated turned into bittersweet spectacles. I knew that the happiness I felt was ethereal, a fleeting illusion doomed to be swallowed by the void of time. I tried desperately to prevent the inevitable, to change the course of destiny, but every action I took only pushed me further into the past, disconnecting me from the present. My futile attempts left me feeling helpless and hollow, trapped in an irreparable timeline. As the reverse moments drew closer to the present, the weight of my mistakes became unbearable. The realization that I could not alter the outcome overwhelmed me, and a deep sense of regret settled in my heart. The watch ticked ominously, counting down the final moments of this reverse reality. Finally, time snapped back to normal, and I found myself back in the antique shop, the pocket watch sitting innocently on the counter. I had returned to the present, forever haunted by the melancholic paradox of time. So, dear readers, today I fucked up by tampering with a time-bending device, experiencing joyful moments in reverse while being unable to change the outcome. Now I am left with bittersweet memories that will forever haunt me, reminding me of the fleeting nature of happiness. TLDR. Accidentally stumbled upon a time-bending device, experienced joyful moments in reverse while being unable to change the outcome, left with bittersweet memories that haunt me forever. I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly confused by that one, just because of the way that they described it, where they're like, oh, like, I saw stuff happen before, like, I saw the outcome of what was gonna happen before I saw the cause, but then it's like, how are you supposed to try and change the outcome if the outcome is happening before the cause? You get what I mean? Like, I'm sure I'm just not interpreting it the way that they wanted it to be interpreted. But I liked that one. I thought that one was pretty good, and I think that's a good one to leave this episode off on. While that's doing that thing, let me make my little note. Lay down. We're almost done, and then we'll go back outside. He's such a big baby. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do our outro. Thanks to everyone for listening today. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. If you know somebody who might like my content, feel free to send me their way in a share. If you would like to send me a message with your own story, rant, question, unpopular opinion, or if you want me to tell others how you fucked up today, or any day, send me a message via any of my social media found in the description. Just look for my cute little avatar you see on whatever app you're listening on. My upload schedule is every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon Central Time. Please give a rating if you enjoyed what you heard today. I hear that they help out tremendously. And as always, I will catch y'all next time. Bye! And as that's finishing up, I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite story was. Tell me if you have another word for, jerking the gherkin. Feel free to leave it down below, and maybe I'll read some of them next episode when I have a moment. If you liked what you saw... If you liked what you saw today, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't like what you saw, feel free to hit the dislike button. It doesn't do anything anyway, so I don't really care. If you're not subscribed and you would like to, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if the bell icon is your kind of jam to get notified when the videos go up, feel free to push that sucker as well. And I will see you guys next time.